everyone. Hi, nice to see everyone. I'm Candie. Hello. I'm just waiting for everyone. So today I'm actually wearing one of my newest pieces. I'm not finished with it yet, but I'm Poison Ivy. I know it kind of cuts off some of the top, but it's a work in progress. I'm getting it done, and I've got shoes and everything, which I know you can't really see right now because I'm sitting down, but in a little bit I'll be able to show you more of what I'm working on as far as this goes. But so far I'm pretty happy with it, which is a lot of fun making new costumes. I really do enjoy it. Just waiting. So thank you everyone for joining me. This is super exciting, especially with everything going on, and you know, no Comic-Cons or fan fests or anything to attend. At least we can, do this so that we can come to you and showcase our work, our pieces of art, because essentially that's what this is. Cosplay is a form of art where we create our characters and into what we want it to be portrayed as, which for me is my favorite thing about cosplay. It's not just about putting it on, it's about making your ideas, your image just come to life and being able to portray that. I find that to be a lot of fun, very fascinating, and it's what actually got me into the whole world of cosplay, is just the whole idea of it. And my dog is starting to growl, so if you hear that in the background, I'm not being attacked. It's just a little chihuahua. So don't worry, I am safe. Although he thinks he's a pit bull. Of course, little dog syndrome. So how is everybody today? Oh, my dog's about to come down. Hi, Max. Hello. Come here. You want to say hi? No? Now he's very fierce. He's barking. Come here. Come here. Probably has no idea who I am right now. Hi, Max. Oh, he's so cute. And he's also wearing the cone of shame, so that's a lot of fun, too. He had to have surgery. Poor little puppy. Come here. Come here. No? You gonna run from me? He's running. So I hope everybody's safe out there and everyone is coping with all of the changes with, the virus and everything else in the world. So I just want to make sure everyone's still happy and alive. And everybody's, having a good time, and especially for your weekend, where everybody's enjoying their Saturday, enjoying their weekend and having a good time, and be able to, kind of get this all going. So a little bit about me. I do lots of different cosplays. I'm known for the Disney princesses, but that's not my main thing. I kind of do it all. I've been doing it since 2012. I previously had a different cosplay name. I Candie Cosplay, but now I'm just Candie Cosplay. I basically am rebranding myself, my looks, my characters, my costumes, everything. I went through some major life changes, and now I'm just ready to go forward and come back strong. So I am now Candie Cosplay, very simple, and I'm excited to bring forth all my new changes, my new costumes, some of my new stuff that I've got going on, which is always, fantastic. As you can tell, I've definitely branched into some more of the superheroes. I do have, as you can see, Poison Ivy currently. I'm adjusting my computer. Sorry, one moment as we do an odd close-up. I think that's a little better. Perfect. I think that's much better. So I hope you can see it with the lighting. But, anywho, so I have Poison Ivy. This is one of my newest ones. If you can see, here's the top that I'm working on currently. I've got the leaves being sewn on here. I don't know if you can see it all. but I'm kind of doing like a two-dimensional color, and I haven't decided yet if I want the whole thing to be all leaves or if I'm just going to be doing some outlines and some spots and whatnot. So I can stand up so you can see kind of everything here. But I even have vines going down my legs, my shoes, which I absolutely love. They're super cute. Don't know if you can see those, but I love them. They're super fun. But that's just one of my newest pieces that I'm working on, so I'm excited about it. But yeah, and I also do the princesses like Ariel and Cinderella. I'm especially known for as Elsa. That's one of my most popular cosplays that I do. I do Belle, do Tinkerbell. I also do generic characters like fairies and mermaids. You know, lots of fun stuff like that. I do Supergirl. I do Wonder Woman. I really like Wonder Woman. It's pretty fun. I actually have custom boots that I ordered that make me a little taller because I'm really short. So Wonder Woman's supposed to be a little bit taller. So that's a lot of fun. It's probably my favorite pieces that I've ordered. I also make lots of different cosplays. I've even made an Iron Man for a male, not for a female, but I would like to, I think, make a female version for Iron Man. I think that would be a lot of fun, and I would really enjoy it because Iron Man's actually one of my favorites as far as male superhero goes. So I think that would be fun. I do so many different cosplays. I even do Bulma from Dragon Ball Z, which I do love Dragon Ball Z. I'm a big fan. I even have Misty from Pokemon, which is fun. And I'm always looking for, new ideas or maybe some suggestions of some cosplays that you would like me to recreate. I'm also really wanting to do a gender bend where I want to do a female version of Trunks. I think that would be a lot of fun. Trunks is actually my favorite from Dragon Ball Z, so I would like to do a female version of that and portray Trunks. I think that would be fun. So, I'm always looking for some new ideas, and then with my Poison Ivy, I still have lots of work left to do on it, but I wanted to at least be able to showcase what I can for today so you could see. When I had the last CouchCon that we did, I had mentioned that I was going to be starting Poison Ivy. So this right here is what I have completed so far. I went with a more fancier wig style with all the curls and the full hair. It's fun, it's hot, but I do like the fancier version. I'm actually going to be creating this really, really elaborate and fluffy green skirt that I'm going to be able to tie onto my waist, and then it essentially turns my Poison Ivy costume into a formal Poison Ivy costume, which I think will be super fun and unique, and I like to do those sort of things. If you look at some of my princess stuff, I have a lot of fluffy gowns. I really like fluff, I like sparkle, I like things that are a little more on the fancier and a different take of the version of what you see out there. With my Poison Ivy, I'm not done yet. Like, I have these gloves. I just bought these gloves. They're simple, little finger gloves and whatnot. But I'm actually going to be completely covering these gloves so you won't see any of the color. And I'm going to cover them with these leaves. So the whole thing will be completely covered. So then I'll have them going up my arm here, which will be, I think, a lot of fun. And the way I do that, for anyone who wants to kind of make their own Poison Ivy cosplay and get some ideas, it is tedious, but I mean, it's fun. I can literally sit here, watch a movie, or I can read a book, or, whatever. Not really, well, read from the computer, but I can sew. And what I do is I bought a bunch of these fake leaves. Oh, now my guinea pigs start squealing because I made a bad noise. How dare I? I have 7 guinea pigs. Everyone calls me Snow White and the 7 guinea pigs. So I have these leaves here, And what I do is I individually cut off each leaf, excuse me, each leaf. And there's different sizes here. There's some that are larger, medium, and then you got some really small ones. That way you can kind of get that dimension, which I'm really looking forward to when I'm done with it all. But I cut each individual leaf from the stem completely here. And then I just individually sew them on to, well, as you can see, I sewed it onto the top, and then I'm going to be doing the edges. But I'm going to be completely covering these gloves in them. And the best way to do it for anyone who's interested in doing something like this is you don't want to have them spaced apart like this. You want to make sure that you're overlapping them so that one, you don't see, you know, the material underneath, obviously, especially if you want to cover the color. Unless you want the color to be shown, then that's fine. But you want to overlap them, and then also show dimension, have some go this way, some go this way. You want to have that dimension going in there. So for those that are OCD, might not be the project for you because you don't want it all to be straight and going in the same direction, because that's not how nature works. And that's one thing I really love about Poison Ivy. She honestly has been a favorite of mine since I was a little girl. You know, watching the cartoons that used to be around, and I actually am a comic book fan, so I do love comics. And looking at the comics, that's why I kind of went with this design. This is the older design of Poison Ivy that I went with of course my own little flair and twist, because I like to do that. But I've always loved Poison Ivy. When I was a little girl, as silly as that sounds, she was my role model. I always said that's my favorite superhero. And that's kind of silly that as a little girl, that was my woman role model, which is kind of funny when you think about who she is. But I find that to be really fun. So I'm super excited to be working on Poison Ivy and be able to showcase her, because personally she means a lot to me, just from my history of well, comics and characters and being a little girl and liking all this stuff from, you know, a young age. It's super fun. And you know, I have a Harley Quinn as well, cosplay. It's from the movie oh my goodness, Suicide Squad. It's from that, so it's that version, but of course I had to add my own flair to it. So instead of the little booty shorts, and everybody's going, "Oh, woe is me, no booty shorts." Yeah, I don't show that much skin, so no booty shorts for me. So what I actually made is I made a tutu, and the tutu, it's half red and half blue, and it's super cute, and I love it. And then I wear, like, you know, the fishnet stockings underneath, and so it's super fun. But I do like that one a lot too, and you know, I do the full-on makeup like she did. It was all smeared and messy. It's super fun. But I actually am going to be working on a new Harley Quinn cosplay, and what I'm going to do is it's going to be Harley Quinn, where, you know, with the blonde hair, with the pigtails, so more of the comic book look and the hair, and the outfit is going to be the black and the red for Harley Quinn, but I'm actually going to do it formal style. So I'm actually going to make a really big Harley Quinn gown that's fluffy, but definitely very Harley Quinn at the same time. So the top will be, you know, similar to the kind of top I'm wearing now. The gown will be super fluffy, but one side is going to have a huge slit going up the thigh. So it's still going to be very Harley Quinn, you know, with the hammer, and it's going to be fun. I'm super excited about it. You know, you see so many different Harley Quinn versions out there, which I love. But I especially love when people put their own twist to things and not just do the same Harley Quinn over and over again, which is fine if it's what they want to do. I've got no issues or complaints there at all. I want everybody to do what makes them happy. I love when people put their own twist to it and make it fun, because then I feel like they had fun creating it, if that makes sense. Which is the world of cosplay. The world of cosplay is about showing yourself into your art pieces. So that's what I try to take when I do my cosplays and whatnot. So when I'm, you know, Elsa, I'm not going to just be a traditional Elsa you see out there. I'm going to have an extreme amount of bling because that's what I vision with Elsa. With my Belle, I don't know if you saw my Facebook page or even my Instagram, my bell, it's actually this lace that's like gold and shimmery and has roses all throughout the whole thing. So it's definitely more of an elaborate bell. Same thing with my Cinderella. There's actually pearls throughout the whole thing and lace, and it's super pretty. That's just kind of what I do with all of my cosplays. I try to make them unique and different, my own twist to it, which I think is fun. And there's nothing wrong with not doing your own flair to it either. That is brilliant as well. When you see someone being able to recreate a cosplay and they can look exactly like the image, I think that's amazing. I think that's phenomenal to be able to look, exactly like it. And I also love when individuals, when they want to cosplay a character, even though they don't look like the character, like in real life, I think that's amazing too. I think that's amazing. That's the wonderful thing about cosplay is that you can be whatever you want to be. It doesn't matter if you're skinny, if you're big, if you're tall, if you're short, if you're male or female. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anything. Skin color, nothing. It doesn't matter about any of that. Cosplay is becoming the character, which is a lot of fun. Sorry, I'm drinking my coffee still. I think my dog is in trouble upstairs. I can hear him. Do any of you have pets? I have a lot of pets. I have a little Chihuahua. He's a Chihuahua and Shih Tzu mixed. He's super cute. Just went through surgery though, so that's kind of sad. He got fixed, which is fine, normal, but he actually had surgery in both of his eyes, so he has a cone that he has to wear. He had cherry eyes in both eyes, so he's recovering from that still. I have a bunny. My bunny, his name is Jet. He's black and white. I also like to call him Mr. Bunny, and he's so cute, and he's super friendly and social, and loves to be pet. If your hand is near him and you're not petting him, he'll actually nudge your hand to get you to pet him, which I think is super cute. And I have 7 guinea pigs. They are the best. I love my little guinea piggies. They are very, very social. Guinea pigs, they're not what a lot of people expect or see. As soon as I walk in the house, they all come to the front of their cage and greet me and put the little paws up and let me pet their heads. And 2 of them are trained. I can put my hand down and say up, up, and they can jump up and onto my hand and have me hold them because my guinea pigs actually love to be held. They're very, very cuddly, lovey little animals. They're super cute, which is a lot of fun. I am doing prints available, and I've got some prints listed on the site, but there's a lot more. You can always go to my Facebook page or my Instagram to get some ideas of some of the prints available, but I can autograph them for you and send them to you. Different sizes available for that as well. I also have some upcoming art projects that I'm working on. I actually do paint, so I've got some painting projects that are going to be coming up and available for sale as well. I've also been considering doing some commissions. If anybody's interested in a commission with my style, I am going to be opening doors for that and be available. I can make little accessories, especially like little hairpins and whatnot. I make like unicorn ears and stuff, which is a lot of fun, or flowers, full-on clothing if you like. I have lots of options for that. I mean, you could see my work of things that I've created and everything, so that's also available. If you have children and you are in the state of Arizona, I actually do dress as characters for birthday parties. Not even just children either, because I have actually made appearances for adults dressed as Marilyn Monroe, Cinderella, Black Widow, and dropped off treats or whatnot, or surprise them at work. I do cookie grams where I can dress as a character, even Poison Ivy or whichever, and drop off cookies to their work for them for their birthday, dress as the character, and say happy birthday to them. And then for children, I can go to their birthday parties and I can sing songs, like the princess songs, or I can be a superhero, and I do face painting and balloon twisting. So I do a wide variety of things, and I love, like I said, bringing things to life. One of my other favorite things about cosplay is not only do I recreate the character, but I also like to portray the character. I like to act it out, which is a lot of fun. So when I'm these princesses, I probably take it to a whole new level. I'm actually going to raise my computer up a little bit more, which is actually kind of funny. So I'm going to put some books underneath my laptop here. This right here is called Reign of Terror. I am a pen and paper role player. I play all different kind of games, and this is actually a campaign that I'm currently in charge of. I'm the GM for. And for any of those who, have ever thought about doing the pen and paper role-playing games, they really are a lot of fun. I really enjoy them. Call of Cthulhu is a great one to start off with, I think, if you want to be more of the investigator, and it's a lot of fun. Most of the stories are based in 1920s, which is awesome. I do play a lot of games, so if anybody has any questions about games, feel free to reach out. I do play some online PC games, but my main thing is I play the pen and paper role-playing games. I do Call of Cthulhu, Call of Cthulhu, Vampire the Masquerade. I'm a player and also GM or lore keeper, which is a lot of fun. I also play lots of board games like Eldritch Horror, Arkham Horror the card game, Arkham Horror the board game, Twilight Imperium, Gloomhaven. I love Gloomhaven. I play lots of games. I'm actually going to be creating a YouTube channel showcasing these games and teaching people how to play, which I know sounds silly, but these board games are not like Candyland, Life, Monopoly. The rules for these games are a lot more complicated. Just a little bit. They're a lot more complicated. So much that I've had many people tell me that they were going to play the game and then did not end up playing the game because the rules were so complicated, and they're long. They're very, very long. So I'm creating a YouTube channel where I'm going to be able to describe the rules for you and explain them in easier terms to understand so that you could actually play the game without being, intimidated by the rules, because the rules really are intense. And especially with some of the language that's being used and whatnot, I can simplify that. When you watch other YouTube channels, some people, when they're describing the rules, they want to use too big of words or whatnot and make it more complicated, or they say just too much. So I really want to create this channel to make it simple for the average person to be able to understand the games, because when I'm trying to describe the rules, when I have friends come over with someone else trying to describe the rules and they go into too much detail, it goes over their head. And then when I kind of break it down for them, they tend to understand it a little easier. So I guess I have a gift on dumbing things down. As bad as that sounds. What does that say about myself? But yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. And I do have, a lot of people that do reach out to me about these games, Call of Cthulhu and whatnot, where they ask me questions about it and they want to know some information. So if you're somebody that, after watching this, you want to reach out to me and ask me some questions, feel free to do so. I have no problem at all helping you get to know these games, Call of Cthulhu, Vampire the Masquerade, Pathfinder. I don't do D&D. That's not my thing, which is fine. Some people like D&D, but I just like the other games. I really like the pen and paper role-playing games where you have lots of character development, which explains my love for cosplay, right? That's why I take my cosplay to a whole different level, is because I actually, love the character development of it. It's one of my favorite parts of it. That's why I like to portray them when I am the actual characters. I find that to be a lot of fun. So yeah. I hope everybody's having a good time and watching everything. But again, if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook. My Instagram is Candie Cosplay, and my Facebook is Candie Cosplay. Keep it simple, right? No reason to complicate things. But I've got lots of upcoming projects coming on that I can't wait to showcase, and especially once I have Poison Ivy done. I'm really looking forward to that. And if anybody ever has any questions or maybe some ideas, maybe some cosplays that you would like to see me portray, definitely let me know, because I love suggestions. You know, especially if they're challenging. I really like that. I like challenges. You know, I've always wanted to do Sailor Moon since I was a little girl, and so that's another one I wanted to do. But if you have any ideas or suggestions, then, you know, that would be great. I would love to know about it. Oh, my phone's not charging for some reason, even though I've got it plugged in. Sorry, I'm a bit of a goofball sometimes. Oh, now I know why it's not charging. Ha, blonde moment. I'm really blonde, not redhead. Excuse me just for a moment. Okay, sorry about that. And I'm back. Sorry. Now my phone is in fact charging. But yeah, I can show you some of my pen and paper role-playing games. Move the leaves out of the way. Like, see, it's called Cthulhu. Play this a lot. Currently I play the Reign of Terror Call of Cthulhu every Sunday. It's a very long one, and then it goes into another scenario, and then it goes into the Orient Express, which is also super long. Pulp Cthulhu. That one is, well, I mean, it's literally exactly what it sounds like. It's very pulpy. Vampire the Masquerade. My favorite. Not gonna lie. I love Pulp too, a lot. I love Pulp a lot. Just I have a special place in my heart for Vampire the Masquerade. I really do. And actually, you could see I actually created one of my Vampire the Masquerade characters. So one of the pictures that are available that I showcased, one of the reasons I showcased that is because that is a Vampire the Masquerade character that I created for the game Vampire the Masquerade. And then I made the whole outfit to portray that character, and then did a photo shoot to show, you know, well, the character. So it's a lot of fun. Her name is Victoria. That's the name of the Vampire Masquerade character that I created. I have another character in Call of Cthulhu that I really like. Actually, I have multiple characters in Call of Cthulhu and Pulp. But one of my favorites is, I would say probably Constance is my favorite. Those that have played with me, because I do have friends that come over and play, they're very familiar with Constance. She is an FBI agent. Super fun. But yeah, so I love what I do. Is there any questions for me, by the way? Because feel free to ask. And I'm also going to put up a poll. So I have questions for my Poison Ivy cosplay. So Poison Ivy, you know, especially comic book version, her skin is green. And so I'm curious if I should do my skin all green, or should I just stay with my skin tone? You know, because I just don't know if I should do all green or not. So I would love some input if you have any suggestions, if I should do all green or not. Definitely let me know. All green. And see, that's what I'm kind of thinking too, because I really like the comic book version. So I will be putting a poll up for that. I would obviously need help being painted green, but that'll be super fun. And I was looking at different colors online that I could use for the paint, and I think I've got the right color that I would like to do. But I would do the all green arms up here, face, neck, or stay the skin tone. I haven't fully decided. And another thing I haven't decided on either is, so my one piece here, my top, if you notice, I just have, sorry, I'm short on the screen. I just have these leaves going on the edges right here, and then also on the edges of the bottom. Well, I'm considering doing the whole thing leaves, like I am with the gloves. So the gloves are going to be solid leaves going up my arm. Or if I should just keep the edges of the leaves and leave the rest this dark green to kind of show the dimensions. So I've got two questions there for everyone is, should I be solid green, and should my top piece be all leaves or just the edges to show dimension? Because, you know, just don't know. And there's just so many different options there, but that's the fun thing about cosplay. There's always different options that you can do. And I do tend to do multiples of the same cosplay. All leaves. Yeah. I think all leaves look really cool too. And so I thought it would take a while, but that's okay, right? My Cinderella cosplay, well, I have a few, if you can see my photos, but I have one Cinderella cosplay specifically that actually got a simple basic wedding dress and then added lots of material to it, and I did pearls, and I did lots of ribbon, and I did like the side pieces, and it's very elaborate, but that one took me few months to do because of all the pearls and everything that I had to put on. So I'm with things that take a while. I made a full Iron Man suit out of EVA foam. That took me, I want to say 5 months to finish, and it's for a male. And so I don't mind doing things that take a while. I have an Elsa corset. It's solid. It's very, very solid, like almost like a table. Honestly, it's that hard. And I made it that way so that when kids touch it, it feels like it's hard like ice. But that one took me 2 months just to make that corset top itself because it's all each individual little tiny pieces. To kind of give it that crystallized look too that she has. So I do have lots of pieces that do take a while, which was, makes it more fun, right? It makes it more worthwhile for you to have your cosplay finished, which is fun. And if anybody has any questions for me, feel free to ask. And again, you can always reach out to me through Facebook or Instagram. I also do like the children's appearances or even adult appearances, but not that kind of adult, just FYI, so do keep it that. I do like to do the public appearances, parades, and I do charity events. I like to do, the cons, obviously, which is amazing. What got me into cosplay? Well, I started back in 2012, and I've always been a fan of the world of cosplay and comics, and I love all of that. I really have since I was little, and I was always shy to do it. And then one day I just I decided to give it a go, and I actually made Cinderella. It was one of my old ones, which I don't think I have a photo of anymore. But I decided to do that and give it a shot, and I just fell in love with it. And I've been able to sew since I was really little. My grandmother taught me, and so I've been able to sew, and I've always been able to paint and sing and kind of create my own things. I created my first pair of pajamas when I was 8, and it did last, actually, surprisingly. So I just wanted to be a part of that world where I can, create these characters, because I love being able to put something on and being able to become that character, recreate it, especially into my own image. It's always been a thing of mine since I was a little girl. Halloween's been my favorite holiday because of that. Being able to be your favorite characters out there is just, it's so much fun for me. It's something I really, truly love. And I especially love to create something that makes other people happy. When a child sees me and I look just like the Elsa that they envisioned, and they're like, "You're the real Elsa," that to me is just so amazing and brings them joy, and bringing them joy brings me joy. So I really, really enjoyed that part of it itself, especially when someone's eyes light up and I can be that character for them. I love that. I've been doing it since 2012. Like I said, I did have to rebrand myself. I was at Candie Cosplay before, and I was doing cons and all different things. It was, I had a great time, but then I had some personal things come and interfere with all of that, so I had to stop. And now I took care of those issues, and I'm now in a better lifestyle where I can actually be me and be free to be able to pursue my cosplay and be able to, do things a little bit more edgy and fun, like, Poison Ivy. I love it. So I'm, branching out to other characters. I do Poison Ivy now, Wonder Woman, which I love. My Wonder Woman, I think it turned out amazing. Supergirl, so I've definitely branched out more. I do Bulma, Misty, from Pokemon. I do a wide variety, which is a lot different than what I used to do. I used to mainly just do princesses and Black Widow. I do Black Widow a lot, but I still have Black Widow. It needs to be a little updated, but I don't think I'm going to honestly update her. I think I'm just going to stick with the version I did before, which is the older version. Actually, from the first appearance of Black Widow in the Avengers, I really liked their take on her for that image, because I felt like it was still like really girly and feminine, which you could tell I really like that, because I am girly, I am feminine, and I'm okay with that. I embrace it. So I think I'm just going to stick with that version, but just maybe like upgrade it a little bit, and not do her last version. I thought about the comic book version as well, but I really like the take that they did with Shield, her in the movie. I think that was, a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. That's what got me into cosplay. It's so much fun, just recreating these images with our own interpretation and creating it for others to be able to see and view, and bring happiness and joy to those others, where they get to see their characters come to life. With my Poison Ivy, I want people to be like, wow, that's the comic book version, which I love. And there's so many different versions of Poison Ivy out there, which is amazing and phenomenal. And I've always loved Poison Ivy. She's been one of my favorites since I was a little girl. I also really love Storm. I've loved Storm since I was a little girl too. I would say if I were to become a real superhero, I'd either want to be like Poison Ivy or Storm. So I've thought about doing Storm as well. Just don't know what version of Storm to do. So if there's any suggestions on that, let me know, because I've thought about doing that just because she's been one of my favorites. I don't want to do the Storm from the movies. I want to stick more to the comic books, or maybe like the older cartoons of Storm. I think that would probably be my preferred area for Storm. But I've always really liked being, when you're a kid and you're playing games with your friends and you play like you're a superhero, I would always be either Poison Ivy or Storm. So I think it'd be fun on a personal level to recreate that. And that's what cosplay is all about, right? Recreating your favorites, your childhood characters, or even adulthood characters. Whatever makes you happy. And that's the world of cosplay that I love so much. And you know what? The world really needs to see more of the cosplay, because the cosplay community, it's not about what you look like, who you are, what size you are. It's not about that. It's about being able to be the character you want to be and recreate your own image. It doesn't matter what size you are, anything. I'm super short. It's just all about that. It's super fun. That's the magical thing about, cosplay. And I love it. And I can't wait to do more appearances out there and say hi to everybody. And if you do see me out there, don't be afraid to say hi. You can say hi to me on Facebook, Instagram, anything. I'm not someone that you have to avoid seeing me and, I'm going to turn and look away. I will totally embrace you and say hi, and not embrace you like a hug, but you get what I'm saying. And again, if you have any questions about any of the games that I like to play, like the board games, any questions about maybe some rule sets, or maybe asking questions about any of the pen and paper role-playing games, I can definitely answer those questions for you as well. Don't be afraid to reach out again on Instagram or Facebook. Totally fine answering any questions that you may have, or any ideas that you have, or if you need some help with maybe one of your cosplays, I can also help you with that as well. I'm here to help. Especially if you have a little one at the birthday party coming up, or maybe you have a friend that you want to surprise with at work and send one of their favorite characters to stop by with some cookies for their birthday. Let me know. I'm available. It's always fun. I do bake as well. I think my cookies are pretty good. So I have lots and lots of options out there and that I do, and I like to be involved with the community. I really like to help out. I do, hospital visits and parades and charity events, and I really enjoy that part of things as well in the cosplay world, being able to help out. And I remember one time specifically that really made me happy. I was with this Wonder Woman at a charity event, and this little girl came up to me and with her father, and says to me, she's a big fan of Wonder Woman, and the little girl just looked at me with these big eyes, and she's like, you look so powerful. And I just loved it, and I was just like, that's why I do this. That's why I do cosplay, because I love to bring the joy to the others and make them really happy. And, you know, especially for the children itself, for them to be able to see their heroes right in front of them, that makes me so happy and brings so much joy for just to see the face lights up. You know, and adults too. I remember this one woman, she always wanted to go to Disneyland and see Snow White at Disneyland since she was a little girl, and she was older. She was, I want to say, in her 50s. I want to say she, you know, it wasn't old. Don't get that wrong. But she was just older, and she had never been to Disneyland and always wanted to see Snow White. And there I was, dressed as Snow White, and she came up to me and was actually crying because her dreams came true of seeing Snow White, and she said that I looked just like her. And she was so happy and gave me a big hug, and it was just amazing and beautiful. And I also play Snow White, obviously. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. Snow White is one of my favorites to portray, actually, because when I am Snow White, I really get into character. Snow White, I can do the voice, I can sing her songs like her. I even have 7 guinea pigs. So if you look on my Instagram for sure, and I think I have it posted on Facebook as well, I have a picture of Snow White and the 7 guinea pigs. And all those guinea pigs are actually mine. I have 7 girl guinea pigs. And like I said earlier, they're super, super sweet because they were squealing earlier. I did the bad no-no. I made a bag noise. If you make a bag noise, they all squeak and get excited and think I'm going to give them some vegetables. It's funny. So cute. But guinea pigs are amazing pets, by the way, in case anybody's ever interested in a guinea pig. But if there's any other further questions, because I think I have 4 minutes left now, I got my warning, I'd be more than happy to answer them. But otherwise, you know, if you come up with a question afterwards, or if you're watching this video and the live feed is done, feel free to reach out and, you know, ask me any questions, or if you want to pitch in on your vote on whether or not I should have full green skin or not and stay with my skin tone. Also, if I should do all leaves for the top or only do the edges for dimension. Let me know your take on those as well. I can see I've got 1 vote for each all green and all leaves. So I'm super excited about that, which is originally what I was going to do. But as I was making it, I was looking at different options out there, and I was like, maybe, maybe not. I don't know yet. So definitely would love your input on that as well. So if you have any opinions there, or maybe some ideas of, oh, it would be so fun if you did this cosplay, let me know. I like superheroes, and I like games a lot too. So I've thought about doing maybe some cosplays for some video games. I mean, I do Princess Peach. So I guess that could be one for video games, but I kind of want to take on something that's more challenging. I really want to do Katana from Mortal Kombat. I really, really want to do that. I was always a huge fan of her too, and would always play her when I played Mortal Kombat, and always was like, oh, if I ever had the ability to be a ninja, I wanted to have fans, you know. So I just thought that'd be super fun to be Katana. My only concern with Katana, though, is that Katana has a mask, and I can't play characters that have something over my mouth like that for personal reasons, which is great for the pandemic because I can't wear a mask, so that's amazing. So would it be weird if I play Katana without the mask over my mouth? That's the only thing that's holding me back. Would it still be okay to be Katana without something covering the bottom part of my face? So that's a question that I have too, if anybody wants to kind of give their input on that. But otherwise, I am looking for some suggestions on maybe some characters, like video game characters that maybe I could play or portray, excuse me, and recreate. I want to do something really elaborate, excuse me. I'm currently in the process of making some really big black wings just because I really want big black wings, as silly as that sounds. But I really want to find some characters that I can do that are really elaborate. I would love that. Like, armor or, giant headpieces or something, or maybe some cool weapons. Like if I did a female version of Trunks, do a little gender bend, I would make his huge sword, which I think would be super fun. Um, but, you know, it's just one of the ideas that I have that I want to be working on here pretty soon. But if anybody has any questions again, or ideas, or any of uh, your input on, if I should be green or not green, all leaves, no leaves, Catan without a mask, feel free to reach out and let me know what your opinion is on those ideas that I have. That'd be fantastic. But I've had so much fun here, and I hope everybody's had a good time, and you got to know me a little bit more. And it's always great to get to know all of you, and then for you to get to know me. It's just so much fun. The world of cosplay, it really is, especially when you get to know the behind the scenes of the individual himself.
60-second warning, everyone.
Nope. I've got 1 minute left, so again, I've had so much fun, everybody. It's been a wonderful experience, and I hope you've all had fun. It was great to see all of you, well, so to speak. But I've had fun. Definitely follow me on Instagram, please, Candie Cosplay, and Facebook for Candie Cosplay. And hopefully I'll see you out there in the real world soon, because that'll be fun, right? I know I've had a good time. And, reach out to me if you need anything, any help with your cosplays too, and I'll be here for you. Because that's what we need to do.
Closing.
Mhm. Bye.